Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Donald Clark, one of the acupuncturists here at CNY Fertility, CNY Healing Arts. How are you? I'm trying to just stay on track with my Friday. Today's Friday, right? My Friday 2:30 appointments are 2:30 lives with you guys. And I apologize, I'm late. It's a 2:45, and it was a very busy day here. We were doing lots of acupuncture and lots of consultations and lots of phone calls and emails and all kinds of good stuff. So yesterday we had a impromptu Facebook Live with one of our transfer nurses, Lily, and she went over everything you can expect on the day of your embryo transfer. And it was amazing and awesome, and she answered so many questions, and she was so good at it. But upon reviewing the actual video itself, there was a pretty major lag in the video with the audio. So we're gonna have to redo that. The audio is perfect. So if you want to listen to it, you won't be disappointed whatsoever. She's really great. She's a natural speaker. However, we're gonna try to redo it again, I think, because I really would like to have that message once again put out there for everybody. So today is a little bit of a test, not completely, but it's a little bit of a test to determine if the lag was from my hardware or if it was a connection issue. And so I'm kind of curious. So if you see a lag, let me know, and that will help me determine possibly that it's coming from my end and not the connection end. So I hope everyone's well. We have just been obliterated by storm after storm after storm up here in upstate New York for the last essentially 3 weeks. And lots of flooding, lots of rain. It's great for ducks and turtles and frogs and fish, but not so much for, vegetables, and gardens and bridges and highways and commuting. It's been tough, but I think we're past it now, and we're starting to get back into a more summer pattern. So here comes August, right? And what we haven't experienced yet this season, which is late this year, but I'm sure it will get to us, is that dryness, right? The dryness that we get in the late summer, middle to late summer. I know it's coming, unless it's a completely abnormal summer, which can occur. But things will start to dry out, right? As we move into fall, things start to dry out, and you'll see leaves drop and grass get crinkly and turn to powder, and fields start to dry out for harvest. But that environment, the fall dryness, late summer dryness, that environment puts a lot of pressure on us. I know we've talked about it before, and kind of going back to organ systems, the one organ system that is responsible for dealing with dryness and dealing with the fall are your lungs, right? And your lungs they're huge organ systems, and they're it's so important in keeping your health up, keeping your immune system up, keeping you healthy. In Chinese medicine, the lungs are the umbrella of your whole organ system. So they're shielding all your other organ systems from any kind of external pathogens, right? So a lot of external pathogens come in through the lungs. We've learned that time and time again in the last year with the COVID pandemic. It comes through our nose into our lungs, and a lot of folks suffer from upper respiratory problems with COVID and any bronchitis, whatever. But the lungs are what are most important. So keeping your lungs healthy going into this period of this seasonal period of dryness is really crucial. It's really important. And there's obviously lots of ways that you can keep your lungs healthy. Don't smoke, right? Don't get COVID. If you're working outside with dust and dirt, wear a particle mask, right? And A lot of folks have never worn a particle mask up until this, this last year and a half. But we should wear particle masks more often, especially if we're working outside around fine particle mists, be it from saws or lawns or whatnot, because all those tiny um, microparticles do get into the lungs, and they can affect uh, your lung biology, right? There's a lot of I want to call it. I'm missing the mark right now, but lots of there's lots of action and fluid in your lung, not fluid, but a lot of motion in your lungs to move all those particles back up out of you so you can spit it out. So if you damage your lungs, that it's gonna get me. It's harder for the lungs to remove all that, and so wear that particle mask, right, and keep your lungs safe. Now we want to, try to focus on eating moistening foods, right? That's really important, moistening foods and cooling foods. We've talked a lot about cooling foods: watermelon, summer squashes, zucchini, celery, summer squash, fruits, right? Stuff that's kind of a natural diuretic, anyways. But some of these specific fruits and vegetables naturally leach heat out of the body, so it's really kind of crucial to keep eating those. And but we want to moisten at the same time, right? Because it's getting dry now. Not only is it hot, like early summer going into the dry period, but when it's really hot and damp, right? So that period we really want to focus on removing heat. But now it's going into hot and dry, right? We're over the dampness. And so here we go. We need to moisten. And the number one thing that I have found, and I know a lot of people think so too, to help keep your insides moistened, but keep your lungs moistened too, is pears, right? So eating pears, nice ripe juicy pears, drinking pear juice, and when I mean pear juice, I mean like actual pear juice, not like the juicy juice where it has like apple, pear, cranberry, all that, because it's really not. It's a lot of sugar and a lot of dilution going on. I mean, straight up pear juice, and you can get that in most stores where it's 100% pure pear juice. Usually, it's organic, right? Because you just don't see mass production of pear juice by itself. So it's kind of a win-win. You get organic and pear juice together. So get yourself some pear juice, right? And once it really starts to kick off and things start to get really, really dry, going into end of August and beginning of September, Labor Day time, then I would say, have maybe 4-ounce cup a day, just maybe 4 ounces a day. And at any point in time you want to, it's up to you. But if you start to get mucusy, and phlegmy, just kind of dial it back a little bit, and train out. You know what your limits are, and you know how much you can handle, how much you can't handle. And of course, there's lots of acupuncture points to nourish your yin, right? We want to make sure your yin is nice and nourished and flowing, and that's going to keep you moistened too. It's not going to let you dry out. And in terms of Chinese medicine and fertility with lungs, it's essentially the organ system that's going to protect all your other organs to keep them safe and healthy to help with your fertility process. Lungs aren't directly related to fertility, but they're related to everything else associated to fertility. So therefore, by default, they are a fertility organ system. And so you want to make sure you take care of those going into this time. And we're still in that damp heat period, but not for much longer, I don't think. So this is when you eat radishes, right? Radishes are really good at breaking up dampness, breaking up phlegm. You don't have to eat many a day. I think we talked about eating 3 radishes a day is enough to do that. And gosh, you can buy a packet of seed, and you can still plant radish seed now, even at the end of July, and it will still mature enough before the first heavy frost where you can enjoy some of those radishes. I encourage you to get some radish seed and do that. Yeah, we talked yesterday a little bit about how I think it's great to have guest speakers. And I think from all the comments, I think you all enjoy guest speakers too. So next week, I am going to try to get Eric Buxton on to talk about andrology and what he does. And I know it would be awesome. It would be riveting because there's just so much about that department and sperm that I don't even know about. And I'm sure it's still a bit of a mystery to everybody else. I will try to do that at this given time, but it's kind of hard sometimes when we have really busy days. So I've kind of been leaning a little bit to doing it Thursday afternoons once everyone goes home, and we can kind of break free and relax a little bit. But trying to weave it in and out of patients is just not fair to anybody, not fair to you, not fair to patients. So we will continue having guest speakers. We're actually going to even have somebody from the Healing Arts front desk talk about what you need to do, what you need to look for, how your morning is going to go on the day of your transfer from that perspective. So I'm going to try to get every single department that that works with you guys, and just to have a little question and answer hour, and so that'll bounce back and forth between what we do with Chinese medicine and what we don't do with Chinese medicine, but it's all relevant and it's all helpful. So if you noticed a lag in today's video, let me know, and I will try to get to the bottom of that. And I will have Lily on again, hopefully, if she'll do it. I think she will, and we will do it again. So have a good weekend, everybody, and we're still in that damp heat period for just a little while longer. But get ready for that dryness because here it comes, and we're going to need to prepare. So get your pear juice now. If you feel like you're super dry and hot, start coming in for acupuncture. Okay, don't wait, because if that heat is one thing you don't want to play around with, right? Heat is kind of the root to a lot of disease. I mean, everything has its root, but heat disease is not fun, right? Some stuff you can treat a little easier, but once heat gets kicked off in your body, it's easy to get out, but it's not always necessarily easy to get rid of. So gear up for that fall dry season. Email me, send me questions. I do consultations on Wednesdays. All you have to do is set up an appointment at the front desk, and I will call you and we can chat. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.